Hello, today I'm going to show you how to create a query. Go to Create tab and then go to Query Design. First time you open a query, it's going to give you a name Query 1. We got to add data to it. So we have a table, just one table. We're going to add that table to the query. Let's close this. Let's expand this. Let's just add some fields to our query. And let's see how this is going to work. I'm going to add all of it. Let's run it. And it looks just like a table, but it's not. Let's save it. We're going to call it QRY contacts. We save it. Why I put QRY in the beginning? It's because I want to make a difference between a table and a query. As soon as I see QRY, I know that's a query. Now you're going to ask yourself, why we need queries? In queries, you can combine fields. And you can do summaries from one field, another field, and sum those two fields and make another field. But on this one, I'm going to show you how to build queries. This query is already built, but I'm going to show you how to combine fields in a query. Like for example, first name, middle name, and last name. That's like a full name of a person. We're going to add a field for the full name. Also an address, you have address, city, state, and zip code. I'm going to show you how to create a full address with those four fields combined. Let's go to design. We're going to go to an empty column. So we're going to create a full name. We type a full name. Again, this field we're going to create is not in a contact table. What we're going to do, create this name to combine those fields: first name, middle initial, and last name. Let's add the column. And this is how you begin to name your field. We go to build, and you want to be able to add those three fields. Let's type the first one, first name. You automatically recognize it. There's a field, the first name, on the contact table. And now you know between the first name and the middle initial should be an empty space. So to add an empty space, you need the ampersand to tell a query to tell Microsoft Access that after first name and there's something else. We need a space. How do you make a space in between the fields? So you add a quotation mark, you open it, make the space. This is the space you're gonna need in between those two fields. Then you close the quotation mark. Then you want to say to Microsoft Access, or to the query, you want to tell it there's something else you need to add to it. That's why you add this ampersand again, because there's something else you need to add to it. Let's add the middle initial. Then what else you can add to it? After middle initial, there's a space in between middle initial and last name. So we just could do the same. We do the ampersand. Then we open quotation. We make the space between the quotation. We close the quotation. And we do the ampersand again to tell query again that we need another field. We're not done yet. So let's add this other field. What's the last field? Is the last name. And because we add the last thing, we don't have to add nothing else to it. Let's hit OK. And let's run it. So now you see over here. Let's expand this. You see the full name is the first name and the space. Remember the space. M and the space again. Now you don't need to have the first name, middle initial, and last name. Let's get rid of it. We selected those three fields. And you hit delete on your keyboard. and let's put this in the beginning. You click on it and drag it to the beginning. Let's run it again. So you have full name, address, city, state, and zip code. Now we need a full address. We need to get rid of these 4 columns and just 1 column with a full address. We're not deleting nothing in tables. The table is still the same. What we're trying to do is to manipulate the data using Microsoft queries in Microsoft Access 2013. So let's add the full address column. We're going to do the same thing like the full name. So let's get rid of these things, these 3 columns. Select those 3 together. Then hit delete on your keyboard. And let's add full address field. If you have the same name twice, Query is going to get confused. So let me just show you if you add the same field. Let's say full name. See? You can have a duplicate output. That's one thing. What happens if you add the home phone number twice? You see, Query gets confused because you only can have one unique name. So cell phone and home phone, these 2 are the same, this one and this one. And it doesn't know home phone number you added twice, so it gets confused with the name and it replaces the name by an expression on the top. So you don't need to have the same field twice. That's what it's telling you. So let's get rid of this one and let's add the full address. The column. Let's go to build. What do we need in the address? In the address we need address, city, state, and zip code. Let's add those. Address first and the ampersand. We need space between address and city. Put a quotation mark. We open it. We add the space. Again, we close the quotation mark and the ampersand to tell that I need to add something else. The next one is going to be city. Do the same thing. Ampersand. We open quotation, add the space, close quotation, and add the ampersand because we need to add something else. What's the next one? It's the state. Do the same thing because we need the zip code. Let's add the zip code, and that's the end of it. If you want to add a comma over here, you can do it. You just add a comma. You see, we still have the space there. So let's see how it's going to look. Something's wrong with it. Microsoft Access is going to tell you something's wrong with it. In this case, everything is okay. Let's run it. As you see, you have a full address right here. Let's drag it on this side. You have a full name, full address, and our phone numbers. If you want to know something about SQL, you can click over here, and this is how it looks in the SQL statement. Okay, select from table, select first name from contact table, and you add a space, middle initial, a space, last name, and all these you're gonna call it as full name. And that's how the thing this works. In the next video I'm gonna show you how to create a form. Thank you for watching.